Okay. Let's. I need to check. I need to check the sound. Okay. All right, it's working. Sorry. I need to check the sound. All right, we should be alive and we should be having some sound. Finally. All right. Well, this will be a full stream of game I have made a few days ago, which is a kind of fantasy war game. It's not one of those serious war games where you actually know like parts of the history or something like that. No, this is just like set in World of Lovecraft. Yeah, I guess his mythos. For those that doesn't know, basically it is set during the ending years of the Great War, World War One, and this island was hidden by magic. It's basically a big city that was under sea that has risen, and it was obscured by the fog and magic, and no one actually seen the island. And from there, the cultists were actually the ones that started the Great War. They influenced it, and they actually wanted for humankind to be damaged by that war, so they cannot prevent them from awakening Cthulhu. But group of investigators managed to find out about that plot, and they started to explore more and uncover everything to all the nations that were in the Great War. And now they come together, although a bit with very little forces, because they are many of the best soldiers died in the war. So this is what they kind of managed to gather up to form this expeditionary force to attack the island and prevent Cthulhu from waking up. So that's what we're gonna do in this game. Now I don't know, is this music too much? I'm gonna put it a bit down a bit. Let me see, maybe we have something else. Oh, Sea of Doom. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. So this is all the components for this game. We have this map of the island. We have these counters for our nation forces I'm going to use in the game. We have the enemy forces here. They are already randomized. There is a hidden zone here. Tabletop Simulator has zones that you can put. You can actually see if you click. See, that's a zone. And whatever it's inside the zone, it gets randomized, shift around, while keeping where it's standing. So it's gonna take like this grid of 9 counters and just shift them a bit. So they are randomized, and now we're gonna set up the game, and then we're gonna choose a secondary mission. Our main mission is here in black. It says capture at least 2 black areas. Hold an area with the Tomb of Cthulhu at the end of the turn. So these are the areas with the purple outlines, and color coded from yellow, green, orange to black. And each area also has a little terrain modifier that gives pluses to enemy units that are there. We're gonna set some enemy units there. Some areas have special icons like these. These are enemy gun batteries. Negation pylon, which actually preventing elder things to help us also defeat Cthulhu, because elder things don't like Cthulhu. They are in war. And what happened to the music here? Why did it stop? Should be on the loop. Yep. And we also have portals, which cultists can use to summon some kind of a creature or from them to attack us. And that's all on the map. Here are battleships used by many nations. They're gonna provide some naval support when because we have to land on the island. This is a sequence of play. There are 6 phases each turn. This is a turn marker with little watch token to help us mark every turn as we progress. And now we're gonna set up the game. So first I'm gonna put some counter-attack forces here. Those are these tokens. Because during a game, there will be some counter-attacks as we trying to get closer to the Cthulhu Stone. So we're gonna put those there. This is the supplies for them. And whenever you need to pick them, they are face down. We don't know how much these counter-attacks gonna be, how their strength, we don't know their strength. So whenever you need to do a counter-attack, you pick from here. We're gonna put some things from the portal. Those are the things that can be summoned by the cultist, also randomized and face down. This is our air support, which we may unlock later in the game. You'll see how. Then we have these relics and artifacts that we can pick up as we fight the cultists. So I'm gonna put them like this. They're also randomized and face down. And now we're gonna set the enemy units. And I'm just checking my stream behind me on my laptop. Yeah, it's kind of not the best resolution, but my internet is really poor. So that is what I have. We're gonna take these Cthulhu Tome tokens. One of them is actually a tome. Everything else is just a mess. There is no tome there. So they're also randomized and placed face down. So we don't actually know where the tomb is. We know it is in this part of the island. Could be in the Great Pyramid, Old City, Necropolis, or in the gate. But we don't know where. We actually need to get there and uncover this. Then we can also take these forces and place over that. There are 3 types. Yellow, green, 4 types. Yellow, green, orange, and black. Yellow are basically enslaved population of Earth from all the nations. The cultists bring them on the island so they can, uncover the city, do the excavation, and build all the fortifications. Then there are cultists. They are much stronger units. They are trained. They have weapons and everything they need. And then there are deep ones. These are basically monsters from a sea. And there are spawns of Cthulhu. These are big monsters which we also need to fight once we enter this part of the island. So let's put the green tokens now. When you put in these tokens, just keep these terrain markers seen, so they can be seen. And you just put this randomly because as we enter these areas to attack these forces, they're gonna flip, and then we're gonna see actually what we are dealing with. Okay, put the orange one, deep ones. I didn't use, there is an option in Tabletop Simulator to use magnetic, like little spots, but I didn't use it from here because usually when you place any kind of tokens near them, they kind of suck in the tokens because they attract everything. They're kind of neat. Like I can show you. Like here, there are these green little circles. They're good for the other placeholders, but I didn't want to use them on the map. Okay, let me get these also. Here, Okay, that's basically half of the setup. We have other things tokens here. They're gonna come into play later on if we manage to bring them into the fight. Here on this side we have national morale and sanity, so each nation has its own morale bonuses which add to their strength or their sanity. During the game their morale is gonna go either down or up as they fighting these creatures, and same with the sanity. If their morale goes down, that's fine, that's just gonna have a minus, but then if it needs to go even more down, the sanity is gonna start moving towards 0. And if sanity for a nation ever goes to 0, all the units from that nation is going to be disbanded. You remove them from the map. They just madness grabs them and they just mad and they run into the sea or kill themselves. So they cannot stand the sight of the monsters. And also there is an effect of Cthulhu on all the islands, so that plays into that. What else? We have these supply boxes which we're going to use later. These are just used to cover some of these special icons, like to know are they like shut down or destroyed. We have this little truck that carries the scepter of Hypnos. This is a very powerful artifact that we need to bring on into the Cthulhu Tome, so on one of these black spaces. It's going to come into play later on. It is carried by the truck and the investigators in it, which need to perform a special like a spell. They need to perform a spell to bring Cthulhu back to sleep and keep them asleep. The island is split into this peninsula, which is connected by these 3 bridges and a big landmass. It looks like a pincer, or I don't know, like a croissant maybe. And yeah, so I set up all the enemy units. So now it's time to choose my secondary mission. We know what my main mission is: get to the black areas, capture at least 2, and hold an area with the Tome of Cthulhu at the end of the turn. I need to add here and have this scepter. For some reason I didn't write that down because it's natural for me, but for someone who's playing the game first time will probably think you just need to hold the area. But you actually need this track inside that area too. Otherwise it's not gonna work. But this is a work in progress, so I'm gonna fix these things as I go. National plan. So to win the game we need to do, of course, main but also a secondary mission, and each nation has proposed a plan how to tackle this island best. And now we're gonna see which plan we decided to take for. So I'm gonna use 1d6. I'm gonna roll it, and it is a 3. So we're gonna follow the Ottoman Empire national plan, which is hold Fort Marsh and Fort Barnabas. So that's our plan. I'm gonna put this marker here. Let me lock this down so I can write on it. All right. So this is our plan, our secondary mission, together with this one. These 2 things must be done. So let's check it out on the map. This is a Fort Marsh and this is a Fort Barnabas. And to hold an area means that you need to be clear from enemy units, so this must be gone from here. And we need one of our brigades, one of the stack, or at least one unit from a brigade here in this area, and it must not be exhausted. These brigades, when they do a combat, you flip them and this means they are exhausted, so they must be resupplied, like right now, ready. Alright, well, knowing that I need to capture both of these forts, I probably want to have my really strong units on each part of the island. So I'm thinking to put And by the way, we're gonna put the units as a brigade. You will notice that this is like companies. So this some units are special units. Not like this is a tank company. These are just how it's called infantry, and they're all part of one brigade, 32nd Brigade, as you can see. So you stack them together, and you cannot mix these ones. So this will be the brigade, the French brigade, till the end of the game. Of course, as they suffer casualties, some of these units going to be removed, and once all the removed, the brigade is gone. So I'm thinking to put the French here on the left. They have really good units. Not good. Now every unit has attack and defend values, so they're good at attacking but not so good at defending, you will notice. Although once they are exhausted, they have a defense value that for some units rises and for some units is lower. Basically they are exhausted, but they also dug in. So French at the attack, when they are moving forward, they are not good at defending, but once they stop and they're exhausted, they actually, make a little, I don't know, makeshift like trenches, and they defend better. Right, so these are the boats, like big ships actually, that's each of them is going to carry one nation. You cannot mix nation inside, so I cannot put like Germans and Ottomans inside the same boat. So you have to choose which nation is going to be inside the boat, and you can see each can carry 2 brigades. So this will be a French part where they're going to land on the island. I'm going to put the British forces, so United Kingdom, on the other beach. So here. And together with them, I'm going to put some Ottoman forces. Ottoman Empire. By the way, this is the nations we have. We have American forces, Russian Empire, German Empire, United Kingdom, French Republic, and Ottoman Empire. Now the Americans gonna join in later on, because they always late. But when they come, at least they do something. So the American cavalry is gonna come in later on, because they were the last nation that took the most, persuasion that this island actually exists. They didn't believe in that. All right, so let's put here in this center German and Russian forces together. These are also pretty strong. So that's our battle plan. Each ship, and we need to capture, and let me check, capture or no, hold. We need to hold. So I would need to left some of the brigades here. Now I can always do with some brigades that have casualties. So if I don't have use for them, I can, because you can hold at the end of the game you're gonna check. So during all turns, who knows what's gonna happen? Probably some of the brigades that suffer casualty, I just put them on to hold the forts, for instance. All right, we are almost ready. Actually, we are ready. We are not almost ready. We are ready. We can start the game. So how this work? Each of these turns, if it's have an icon, then that's an icon for expedition phase. That's the first thing you do. So you can see up to from turn 1 to turn 8, we will have expedition phases, but from turn 9 to 12 there is no expedition phase, because there are no icons. These icons actually represent special events and special rules that are in work only for that turn. So on turn 1, this icon represents that we have a naval bombardment. During the naval bombardment, we will not do any other phases except the expedition phase. And this is the rule for the naval bombardment. You're going to decide which of these ships is going to be part of the naval bombardment. And each of the ship normally provides these support tokens, and these blue and red markers tell you the range. So for instance, the Moltke, Baden and Arkansas, these three battleships, are somewhere around this part of the island, and this is the range where their guns can, hit the enemy. And similar to that, Julius Caesar, Queen Elizabeth and Dreadnought are on this part, and they can hit everything that is marked with blue. So now during the naval phase, I will have to decide, do I want to use just half of my ships or all of them? Meaning, do I want to just attack the blue part or the red part or both parts? And if I choose to use all the ships, not just half, like only red, for each ship I use, I'm gonna roll 1d6 die, and we have 6 ships in total, so maximum dice I can roll is 6. If I roll 4 or 5, what I can do is decide which area to hit, and on 4 or 5 I can cover terrain bonus with this. Basically, they destroy the enemy fortifications there, and they don't have any terrain bonus adding to their strength. So that's if I roll 4 or 5. If I roll 1 to 3, that's just a miss. No damage, basically. On a 6, instead of removing terrain, I can remove the whole enemy unit, depending where I want them. I can assign these hits wherever I want, as long as they're in range. So I can hit all the way up to here if I want. But at the beginning of the game, you probably want to clear these beaches where my units need to land, because after the naval bombardment, we're gonna have two turns of landing, and during landing, normally during a combat, your units might be hit and they must retreat. But during these landing special events, if they retreat, they actually lose a unit. So you're gonna lose lots of units if you have to retreat from a beach, because you cannot retreat back to the boat. You will stay where you are, but you're gonna lose more units than you would normally lose units, because they are desperate to hold the beach, so they do everything in their power to fight. All right, so just checking my stream. Is it actually moving or it stopped? Oh, it's okay. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna use all my ships, so let's roll for that. So we are in the naval bombardment phase. Let's try to inflict as much damage as we can. Okay, I have 2 6s and a 4, and all of these are misses. So I can remove 1 terrain bonus. And looking here, I want to remove these 3 here. So we're gonna take one of these. Gonna cover that bonus. And then I have 2 6s, which means I can destroy 2 enemy units completely. So I think these units can deal with the beach. So I'm thinking to remove this one here from that side. I'm gonna flip it. All right, so some of these units have a little asterisk besides their strength. This is the strength of the cultist unit. Let me show you how they look like. This means that they were holding one of these relics or artifacts. So if I destroy them, I have to take one random relic or artifact. I will not look what it is, and also discard it. So by destroying them, I also destroyed something really powerful that I could be able to use later on, but that's life. Alright, so we're gonna do that. And here I think I'm gonna do same for this fort here, because last time I played this, when I recorded my first playthrough, I really have troubles taking these forts. And since it is my secondary mission to take them and hold them, I'm gonna destroy also this one. Okay, this one is a 9, so that was actually good. So that was my part of the naval bombardment, but now enemy is gonna strike back because they have these gun batteries. And let me show you. Gun batteries, as long they're active, all enemy units in and around adjacent to their area have +2 to combat bonus, can also hit ships when they are providing support. So right now I'm providing support, naval support basically with this bombardment. So they're gonna hit me back. Now how that works is, if I use the ships that were in blue range, only batteries from blue range would shoot at me, but I use actually all the ships, so batteries from red and blue range gonna hit back. We roll 1 die per this battery icon, so which means 4. And this time we're looking for these numbers here. Each ship has a number, so if I roll that number, and I'm sure gonna do, because they're just gonna hit, the ship's gonna take the hit. So let's see. Okay. So Julio Cesar is gonna take 1 hit. We flip the token, and if it says destroyed, we remove it from a game. Together with the support token which it was providing. So that's destroyed. Then we have 2 hits on the dreadnought. So first hit flip, it just damaged, but the second hit hits and then it's destroyed. So this is the second ship I lost, and it was providing one of these +3 bonuses. And lastly, we have a 4, which is Moltke, and it's also destroyed. So, and I lost Moltke, and I lost this bonus here, which is quite bad because it will affect my supply later on. I was hoping I wouldn't get so many hits. Okay. So, that was the naval phase. And it immediately ends. During that phase, we only have the expedition phase, which is basically this special rule set. So let's go to turn number 2. And now we're in the landing expedition phase. We will have all other phases except the event, so we don't have the events. So how it's called, let me explain you what happening during the landing. So there is only one rule in effect, and that's that if you have to retreat, you take unit loss. So that's it for 2 turns. That's a special rule that's gonna be active. All right, so let's go through the whole turn right now. So expedition phase, next would be event phase, but we skip that on first 2 turns, as you can see on this turn sequence. So we go straight to supply and support phase. Now I do not have to supply any of my forces, but I still roll a die for the supply. Why? Because if I roll any 6s during that phase, I can take one of these supply boxes, which I can use immediately during this supply and support phase, or I can keep it for later on. Now how this works, if you have more than half of your battleships still in play, you roll 4 dice, 4d6. But if not, you only roll 3. So you roll 1 less die. And this will be an effect that's gonna haunt me through the rest of the game. Now, if I lost for some reason all my ships, then I can only roll 2 dice. So already it's gonna be tough. But let's roll for my supply. Okay, I have 1 6, so I can take 1 supply box and keep it for later on. And I'm gonna explain how the supply works with the units when we actually get some exhausted units. All right. Support phase is also the part of the same phase. This is where you can actually, if you have some support tokens, use them. Right now I have these three because my ships are active. But later on in the game I can actually get these. These are like units, but they can be set in the areas attached to the brigades during this support phase. Or I can even get some elder things to support me. But right now they are not in play. To get the air support I need to capture this area with the landing strip so I can bring planes, and if I want to get elder things on my side I need to capture this pylon hill and basically shut down this negation pylon because it's actually preventing elder things to land on the island. And I will need a powerful relics called Star of the Elder Things to bring them, to call them to help me. So they are not easy to get in the game, but as you can see they provide pretty good strength 5 and good defense with the 3. Alright, so I still have these tokens and they are provided by these ships. Baden provides +1, Arkansas provides +3, and Queen Elizabeth provides +2. But Queen Elizabeth is only in blue range. So this is where I can use this token. And how this works, you place the token in the area on which you're gonna move the forces, and then you move forces there and they have a strength +2 because these ships gonna shoot at that position. The problem is the moment I place these tokens, these gun batteries will fire again. Same thing. And I'm gonna roll a dice depending which are in the range. So if only Queen Elizabeth is doing support, only these 2 batteries gonna fire because they are in the blue range. So 2 dice. But here's the thing. Since they only fire on the Queen Elizabeth, they can only hit her if they roll a 2 on those 2 dice. And here they can only hit Baden and Arkansas if they roll 5 or 6 if I use this support. So right now I'm thinking, let me check something here. This is a 9 and this is an 8. Okay, right now I'm thinking to provide support here on Butter Beach with the Queen Elizabeth, and I'm not gonna provide support here on the Edward Beach. So knowing that this gun battery will fire, so that's gonna be 2 dice, and if they roll, let's hope they're not gonna roll a 2 on these 2 dice. Okay, 6 and 4 doesn't do nothing because that's a red range and these ships are actually out of their range. So these are 2 misses. So they didn't hit the Queen Elizabeth. Now if they hit you and destroy the battleship that was providing a support, you remove the battleship and you also remove the support. So no support there on the beach. Alright, so that was the support phase. Now we go to the combat phase. So during the combat phase, you can decide to activate any of these brigades in any order, and with them you can move into the area, and the moment you enter the area with the enemy you have to stop and then resolve the combat there. And this is where you actually can mix forces. So for instance I can attack, although as you can see this beach can only Germans can enter, but if I clear this then I can use maybe Russian and a German force together to enter here and so on and so on. So I'm gonna start, and I don't have to activate all the units. I can choose maybe this turn only 3 of these brigades, you know, but when you activate you take the whole stack. A brigade is consisted of companies or units, and each brigade goes together. So why, bro, if you're asking why would you just use some of them, not all, because then they if they have a combat, like against the enemy, and at the end of the combat they get flipped, they're all exhausted, and then later on they need to be resupplied to be able to use them again. So right now I'm gonna use, here's a good question though. Should I use these or these? Now these together have attack of 9 and these together have attack of 8. Now I would like to use a 9 and have a +2 to that. But here's the thing. Whenever you have a area, and all of them actually have these bonuses, they also provide an opportunity for enemy to ambush you. As you getting there, they maybe form some kind of a perimeter for the ambush and you enter the trap and they shoot at you first. In that case, instead of using your attack value, you're using your defense value. And you can actually see that this brigade here has really poor defense. If they ambush me, and this is how it works, you roll before the combat you roll a d6, and if the number is equal or lower than this terrain number, the ambush is going to happen. So I would have to use my defense strength, which for this brigade is just 3. So that would be 3 plus 2, I would only have 5. But here things are much better. So I will take these 32nd brigade, and they will move into the battle beach, and then we're going to resolve the combat. So first thing first, we check for the ambush. We roll a d6 and let's see. 2 or 1 will be the ambush. So no, which means I'm using my attack strength. Then we flip the unit, and then we're gonna see all the strength of my unit, all the strength of their unit, and then each of the units, I mean my brigade, for me I'm gonna roll 2d6, and for the enemy you're also gonna roll 2d6. And then depending on the difference between my strength and theirs, we're gonna check this little table here. If my strength is higher than the enemy total strength, together with all the support they have and everything, then I have won the combat, and we check how much difference we have, and there are different results. Also different results for different types of enemy units. So green and yellow have their table, orange and black have their when you win. If their strength is higher than mine, then I lose. Also resolution, and there is also a stalemate when we have the same strength. Alright, so I will need my trusty calculator to not mess up my strengths, so I'm gonna keep that close. Well, let's check here. 8 plus 2, I have 10, and then we also get some pluses for the morale. And you can see here French has a +1, so that's a 9. So I start with 9 strength. Now let me make this a bit okay. So 9 strength against their, I need to roll a die, add 3 to that, and +2. Ooh, so they have a 5 plus 3, that's 8, and +2. That's 10. Oh, wait a minute. Did I already mess things up? Alright, so 8 plus 2 is 10 and +1 is 11. You see how it's easy to mess up when you're recording and doing this stuff. And they have 8 plus 2, they have a 10. Alright, so this is our actual strength. Alright, and now on top of that, we're going to roll 2d6. Let's see, for me, I got 7 more, so I'm on 18. And they roll 8, so they are also at 18. And that's equal, so it's a stalemate, which means there will be a counterattack. So how the counterattack works is we take one of these tokens. You can take any from here, let's say this one, because they're all randomized and you know what you're getting, and you place it in the area where I tried to attack. Oh no, that's a 6. So what this symbolizes is the strength, not just of these units that I tried to destroy, but also units from other areas, maybe from this marshland area, and they enter here and help them out against me. So this will end the combat, which means I lose this bonus. I'm gonna put it back onto the ship, and all my units gonna be it's called exhausted, which is very bad because after the combat phase we also have a counter-attack phase, and then we're gonna add all of this. So this 6, whatever I roll here again, +3 +2. And also I forgot one more thing, I just remembered. Okay, this might not be a counter-attack. Bring this back a little mistake. Okay, let me randomize this again. Yep, then delete. So I forgot something really important, so let me show you here. These gun batteries provide +2 combat bonus, which means these guys here were not on 18. I rolled this and this is that, but I still have a +2 from this gun battery, adding bonus this +2 to any adjacent area and inside that area. So they are adjacent. So they are actually not on 18. They were on 20. Which means there is a difference of 2 and I lost. So we check here, difference of 2 for the lost. It's a retreat. But remember, we are in landing special rule set, so I cannot retreat. Instead of retreating, I suffer 1 unit loss. And you can choose which unit you want to discard. I'm going to discard one of these infantry units. And that was that. So no counter-attack, but I lost some infantry here, and that's not a good start. So they still didn't took the beach, basically. They're still fighting there. All right, so I think it was really bad for me to use only one of these brigade. I should have went with 2 of them, but that's my mistake. I want to keep some of them fresh, a risk. Otherwise, I could do this. I could have put both of them and had a really great strength, but then both of them would be, how it's called, exhausted. Well, I'm not going to do the same mistake again. So let's go here. I'm going to activate all my Ottoman forces. And the stacking rule for these brigades is that you can have only 2 of them, max 2 of them in the same area. So 2 of these stacks. Which means if I want to put the British here, they cannot move in. They can move through the area, but not move inside the area. And when you retreat, if you cannot move there, you just continue retreating and stuff like that. So we're going to have a fight here without the support, but at least we negated their bonus. So no ambush, but there's going to be d6 +2. Okay, let's see what I have here. I have 7 and a 6. So that's 13. Plus their morale, which is 1, so 14. Okay. And they have just a d6 +2. Which is basically 3. Well, almost made another mistake. There's a gun battery here adjacent, so it's going to give him +2 more. But it's still going to be just 5. Against my 14. I think I got this, and it's going to be a big victory. The only problem is going to be all these will be exhausted. So 7 more. Puts me on 21. Against 9. Okay, so 21 minus 9 is a difference of 12. And that's 10 or more. Enemy destroy, and I get +1 morale for the Ottoman units. But they are already on high morale. But we destroy them. And now we exhaust all of these units. And this is a captured area. Alright, let's move all the United Kingdom forces too. So first checking for ambush. No ambush. Flip this. Alright, so here I have a 9. And here I also have a 9. So that's 18 in total. Plus their morale, which is 2. So they are already on 20. Against 2 and 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, let's roll some dice. 10 more, so I'm on 30. Just gonna write it here, and they are on 18. So minus 18 brings me way above 10, so enemy destroy and morale. So they capture this beach too, but they are also all exhausted. I should probably done the same here, but I'm gonna have lots of unit exhausted then. Alright, so here I have to go with all my brigades. Why? Because these gun batteries provide bonuses to each other. So if I step in here, that's +2, and from here that's +2, so that's already 4, 6, and plus whatever here is. And by the way, another important thing, I need to have all my brigades out of the boat by the end of turn 3 during this landing. Anything that stays in the boat is lost. That's why you wanna push in. Alright, so let's move the German troops here. Let's see what we're gonna come against. So first checking for the ambush. Yes, they're gonna be ambushed. So instead of attack, we're looking for defense. They're all 2s, so this is a 6 and this is a 6. Which puts me on 12, and plus their morale. So 13 in total. Against. Okay, let's roll for the unit. That's gonna be 6 plus 2, 8, 10, 12. That's what they have. Now dice rolls. I got a 7, so I'm on 20. I'm just gonna write it here. And they got an 8. That's gonna put them on 20 also. So it's a stalemate, which we know it's counterattack. Well, that's gonna be really bad for me. Flip this, and let's take one of these. It's that 6 counterattack. Not good. Alright, Russian forces have to come onto this beach. Again, I'm gonna use all of them. Let's check for ambush. Nope. Here, if I remember, I have an 8. Yeah. And here is a 9. That's gonna be 17, and plus their morale, 18. let's see for the enemies. Oh, 6 plus 3, that's a 9. Plus 3 more, that's a 12. And then this will provide support, this will provide support. So 12 plus 4, they're on 16. Still lower than my strength, but dice roll is gonna decide. I got a 9. Puts me at 27. Let's hope they're gonna roll low. They got a 7. So that puts them on 23. So that's a 4 difference. Enemy destroyed. So Russians managed to take the beach. Now they're all exhausted. Exhausted units have this little stripe and just one number, as you can see. Alright, and that is all of my units. I still have these guys, but I'm not gonna activate them for now. Because if I resupply these units here, then we can go together and get this beach. So that was the combat phase. Now we go to the counterattack phase, and we do have one counterattack, this one, so we need to resolve it. So this fight is not over yet. So how this work? These counterattacks, as I said, adding to the strength, and basically they're gonna have +2, +6, +2, and +2. That's gonna be a big number against my poor German troops here, which got into the ambush, and now they also counterattacked. So let's calculate their strength, and they also have like lower these numbers. It's all 2, so they have 12 in total, and plus their morale, so they are on 13. So that's really low number. The enemy is gonna probably have much higher. Now let's see the enemy. Again, I have to roll because every time you use this unit, see d6 plus 3, you always roll. Their quality might have changed because these are hypnotized people. They sometimes fight good, sometimes really bad. Okay, so they have a 3 plus 3, that's a 6. Another 6, that's a 12. And then 6 more from our other. So they are they on 18? Oh my god, don't tell me they're on 18. Yeah, they are on 18 without the dice roll. Wow, okay. Come on, big numbers. Big numbers. They are really big. Okay, 16. And now they're gonna bury me. Okay, 6. 18 plus 6. So they have 24. So the difference is 8. So we go here, I lost. That's 7 or more. -1 morale and sanity, then retreat and unit lost. So -1 morale, that's Germans, so -1 morale and sanity. Then we have to retreat, but if you remember, we are in the landing phase, so no retreat, you're just losing a unit. So I'm gonna lose 1 unit and then 1 more unit, so I'm gonna lose 2 units. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lose 1 from here and 1 from here. Germans suffer a big defeat, and then we remove this counterattack token from a game. So as you can see, as the time progresses, their counterattacks they're gonna spend all their troops counterattacks, but again, if you have this much counterattacks spent, you're probably gonna lose the game. Alright. That was the counterattack phase. We go to the morale phase. During this phase, you roll a 1d6, and then you check one of these nations, and their morale is gonna go down by 1. And this represents because we are in the middle of the ocean, not supplied as we should be, attacking inside the island that shouldn't even be existing. with the talks about the monsters you're gonna meet there. Yeah, everybody is scared. Every morale is breaking slowly. So United Kingdom morale is gonna go down. All right. So that was the morale phase. And that's the end of the turn. We go to turn 3. All right. So expedition phase is just the special ability. Event. We do have the event. So during the event phase, we roll 2d6 and consult a little chart you're gonna see soon. So that's a 9. Morale of troops is breaking. Flip d6 brigades to the exhausted side. Well, they are all exhausted, which means I have only one. So even if whatever I roll, it's gonna be, so this will be exhausted too. Perfect. Now everything is exhausted, and I have only 3 dice to resupply. Well, I have 1 box of supplies, but that's not gonna help a lot. All right, so let's go to the supply and support phase. So only 3 dice. And how it works is like this. To resupply the brigade, you have to use a die that has equal or lower. Sorry, not equal. Equal or higher number than the number of the units in the brigade. So if I want to resupply these guys, I need 3 or more. If I want to resupply these Germans that have only 2, I need 2 or more, and so on and so on. You can also combine 2 dice. So if I roll, let's say, something like this, I can use 1 and 3. So if I have a stack of 4 that I need to resupply, I can use these dice. These give me 4. But I cannot split a 5 into one of the 3 and one of the 2. So I can combine dice, but I cannot split them to resupply. All right, so let's see. And if I roll any 6, which I just did, I can use the die to resupply troops, and also for each 6 I roll, I can take one of these supply boxes. So now I'm going to take 2 supply boxes, which I can use right now if I want to. And I can also use these dice to resupply. So this 3 will bring me these. Oh, they only have 2. Oh, well, as I said, must be higher or equal. Yeah, let's flip them because I really need to take this beach. That would be that. Yeah, let's use a 6 to flip these guys. So that would be that. Here I have a problem because since I didn't clear the area during the combat phase, I'm gonna have the combat again. But now my troops are exhausted, so I'm using only these numbers. They're basically defending. I don't have to check for the ambush. They just have one number they can defend. So I probably want to resupply them. Or there is another thing. Yeah, I need to resupply them. I need to resupply them, and I need to. You'll see what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna use a 6. That's a big waste, but I'm gonna do this. Resupply these. Then I'm gonna use one of these supply boxes. Resupply these. And then I'm gonna use these 2 boxes and resupply the rations too. And you'll see why. I have a plan. I'm gonna move the Germans out of the area and bring fresh troops to attack here. You can do that. You can just leave a combat basically, as long you can move. And you can only move by having your troop supply. So we basically gonna get fresh troops and get these German troops out of there because they didn't perform too well. All right, now for the support. I need to shut down these gun batteries. Well, here I just need to move in. Sadly, I cannot do that because these guys are exhausted. They cannot move. So do I want to support maybe here with the Queen Elizabeth, or maybe I want to support here so they can take this. So the French, yeah, big questions. Well, I think it's gonna be Queen Elizabeth supporting here. Now, totally forgot, this area is clear from the enemy troops, so this gun battery is actually shut down. So that's a good news. The bad news, since I'm using a support from a range of blue, and there are still 2 gun batteries that are active, they're not captured. I mean, you need to, even if there are no enemies, you need to step in and shut down these with my troops. So I have to now roll 2 dice and hope that Queen Elizabeth will not get hit. Okay, that's both at 1, so both misses. Good. Alright, let's go to the combat phase. And let's get more French units here. They're all fresh. And let's try again on this beach here. So now I have, let's check for the ambush first. 1 or 2 is going to be the ambush. Okay, good. No ambush. Here I have a 9 and here I have a 6. That puts me on 15. Plus 1, so 16 in total. And they have, let's see how much they have. Oh, great. 1 plus 3 is a 4, plus 2 is a 6, and plus 2 more, it's 8. They only have 8. That's perfect. Alright. And by the way, although we have a gun battery here, it is not adjacent. I mean, as you can see, like if I attack here, this gun battery will not shoot at me because there is a gap. Areas must touch each other to be adjacent. So this gun battery does not provide support here, just so you know. All right, let's roll. So I'm on 22, which is pretty good. And they have 7 more, which is 15, which puts me on 7 difference. 6 to 7 enemy destroyed and plus 1 supply. So French finally took this beach and get 1 supply. There were some provisions from the enemy and now they are exhausted again. Alright, that's fine. Here we're gonna do something different. We're gonna take German forces. Oh wait, I cannot do that. Yeah, stacking rule. So I have to fight here. Well, they do have a support, and this is shut down. Okay, let's... I forgot about the stacking rule. Normally, if there were no forces here, these cannot return to the boats. No returning to the boat. So, like, if this was a clear, let's say, I will be able to move away from this fight. And maybe then bring some other forces, but from some other area that was also without enemies. Now, basically I can push forward, but then I'm gonna have to fight these guys. Then if I have to retreat to this area, it's gonna be problematic, you know. So no, there is no options for me right now. I am stuck in this combat here and I need to finish it. So let me see. Let's check for ambush first. Okay, at least there is no ambush. So here I have a 7 and a 7. So that's 14 plus 2, 16, and plus 1, 17. That's what I have, 17 in total. Now let's see how much enemy has. A 5 plus 3, 8, and plus 2 and 2, 12. Okay, I'm still leading with my strength, but okay, come on, big number just to be sure I'm gonna win this. That's not a big number. 17 plus 5 is 22. That's not big number. Okay, let's see. Enemy forces. Oh wait, yeah, that's it. Yeah, plus 2 and plus 2. 6. 12 plus 6, 18. So the difference is 4. So I did win. Enemy destroyed. So finally Germans, with the support of Queen Elizabeth, destroy these guys. And let's remove this back. And they are exhausted. And this is also another gun battery shut down. Alright, now the question is, do I want to use the rations to push even further? I think not. That's gonna be that for the combat for this phase. Counterattack, we don't have any counterattacks. Morale phase. Russians lose some morale. I guess they are mad that they didn't push forward. Alright. And that's the end of the landing. We go to turn number 4. So we managed to put all our troops out of the ship, so we will not lose any troops. Now the Americans, during the expedition phase, American comes. So similar to these, we're gonna push them into boats as brigades. But now I can choose where I wanna come out from a boat. Basically, they're gonna stay in the boat, but once they can, well, they can move in to be sure. So for instance, if I put them here, they can move through this area into here. But then if they fight here and they have to retreat back into the boats, you cannot retreat back into the boats. So if they have to retreat, you will lose them all. So they will stay in the boats for a bit. I just need to decide. So these guys have to push a bit, or at least clear more space so they can come out. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put one here. That's a 6 there. And I'm gonna put one here. Let me see this. Oh, this is a 10. Yeah, let's put the 10 in the center. 85th brigade is pretty good. And I don't know, does these guys need help? I'm not so sure. No, let's put them here. Okay, so this is another big decision because now they are committed to go this side. Alright, so that was the expedition phase. Event phase. Let's roll 2d6. We have event number 9, which is morale of troops breaking. Flip d6 brigades to the exhausted side. So you flip the whole stack. It's going to be d6 of them. And I do have some that can be exhausted, like Americans. Oh, okay, only one. Well, in that case, let's exhaust. I need rations. Let's exhaust. No, this is a 10. No, let's keep them fresh. These are all exhausted already. Damn. Okay, let's do this one. I might resupply it later on. All right. So that was a really bad event. Supply and support. 3 dice for supply. Okay, a 6. That's a box. Supplies, additional box, and big numbers. I like it. Let's use this 4 to bring back this Ottoman unit here. Yeah, I need them. Let's use a 6 to bring these guys back, and you'll see why. So that was a 6, and let's use a 5 to flip these guys back. Then I have 2 supplies. I will get both the British forces also back. Alright, for the support, there is only 1 gun battery that can hit me back from there, and this one is not captured yet. I need to get some units inside so they can also shoot, but it's only also 1. So I'm planning to attack with British here, so I'm gonna use support from both of these, and I'm gonna use support from Queen Elizabeth here, because what I'm planning to do is push with the Americans all the way to the old port. Now, as you know, they can movement is not limited. The only rule is that you have to stop once you get inside the area with the enemy units. So they can pass the Fort Marsh and move here. I still have to move some here just to capture this, because just moving through will not capture these gun batteries. But that's why I get the French. So they're gonna move there, capture that, negate the plus they would get to these guys, and then the Americans gonna move there with the plus. But right now I have to roll some dice. That's 1, 2 dice I have to roll. So that this can affect blue and red ships. Oh no. So Queen Elizabeth is hit, but that's only damage, so not destroyed. And Arkansas is hit, but also just the damage, not destroyed yet. But next time if they take another hit, they will be destroyed. Okay, so that wasn't that bad. And now let's go to the combat phase. So the French will move in here and stop. I'm gonna just rotate them 90 degrees. And they're probably not gonna move from here till the end of the game. Why? Because if you remember, my objective is to hold Fort Marsh and Fort Barnabas. This is a Fort Marsh, and holding means having the unexhausted, they're not exhausted, they just stop moving, brigade inside that area. So they're gonna hold it for Fort Marsh till the end of the game, because that is my objective. This will negate this. Then we're gonna push with all the Americans all the way to the old fort. Okay, let's check for the ambush. No ambush. Let's flip to see these cultist forts. Ooh, D6 plus 7. That's one of the big boys. Okay, let's see how much. 5 plus 7. 12. And plus 3, 15. So they have 15 in total. I think I will be a bit better than 15. So here I have a 6, and this here is 8 plus 2. So 6 plus 8 plus 2, 16. And I have some morale plus 2, so 18 against 15 in total. All right, let's see. That's a 9 more, so I think that's 27. Let me just check. Yes, so I have 27. They... Oof. Okay, that's a 10 actually. They had 25, so I won by difference of 2, which is just enemy destroyed, but that's good. Because right now, let me get this back, and all of these are exhausted. I'm holding the airport, so during next support phase I will be able to have some air support. Alright, that's good. Now let's see here. I have Russian forces here. Which do I want to use? So my plan would be not to go through here, because that's a +4. I can go through here. Now I can go around. I can attack here, capture this, go across the bridge, but then across the bridge I have to deal with these, and that's a +3, and these are big units. The other way would be here, capture this, then fight this, then go. I think this is a better way, because from this side I have a +3, then a +3 again. Here I have a +3, +2, then +2. And also, whenever you're attacking across the bridge, you have -2 to your strength, because bridges are narrow and they give you disadvantage basically. So I think the better plan would be if the Russians go around here, because you see there is these two areas actually touching each other, Charlie Beach and Western Plate. You can go around and do something about that. So yeah, I will. Now I don't have any support. I could wait the next turn when I would be able to use these guys for support. Maybe that is more smarter option. So I will wait there for now. Of course, that might cost me later on, but we'll see. Because we only had 12 turns to finish both objectives. So instead of that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push Ottoman forces here. This will render this gun battery inoperative. And eventually I probably have to hold this fort too, but we will see. Depending who takes more casualties, I'm just gonna rotate them back and hold the fort with those forces, just like I did with the French here. Alright, so that's it for this movement. They're not exhausted, just gonna stop moving there. And these guys gonna step in here. They have a full support from the Navy. And let's check for the ambush. Ambush will happen. So instead of attack, I'm using defense. So that's a 6. And I think this is an 8, because there are 4. So yeah, 6, 8. Right, let's add that. I'm on 14. +4, that puts me on 18. And +1 for the morale, that puts me on 19. This is what I have. And they have an 8 +3. And that's all they have. Now this little asterisk means they also hold the relic or artifact, which means if I destroy them, I will gain that relic. I'm gonna take one of these randomly. These stay into your possession till the end of the game, but once you use them, you flip them back. Now they are like flip. We don't know what they are. You flip them back because you still hold them, but they have power only to be used only once per game. All right, so 19 against 11. I think I can deal with that, unless I roll really, really bad. But let's hope that's not gonna happen. 10 puts me on 29. That's pretty good. I don't think they can match me. Let's just see how much I win. And they got a 4, so they are 15. So I think that's a 4 difference. Yeah. Enemy destroyed. So they are removed. This is also, I'm returning back to my ships. These are exhausted. And I get one relic. So let's pick this one. Let's see what it is. I always pick this one for some reason. It's a shiny trapezohedron or something like that. Let me check. Last playthrough I also got that one. Yeah, when used you may move up to 2 brigades, 2 or less spaces through areas that have enemy counters. So basically I can teleport over to, so for instance 1, 2, I can move, I can, like if these forces are not exhausted, I can move through here. I just can like fly, because that creature that you bring with that shiny trapezohedron, it just fly you over there. Which might be not bad idea. Might be not bad idea. Now here's a question for myself. What if I fly over the bridge? Technically that will negate the bridge effect of -2. I need to put that into the rulebook. When I need to keep in mind that when you use this, it basically flies you over the bridge. I'm gonna put that like into import. I need to remember that to write that down in the rulebook, because right now if I use that and fly over the bridge with my Russian forces, well, I don't know is that actually good, because then I would have Americans stranded here with these pretty damaged German, and they cannot fly over. They need to take the bridge. No, doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm gonna keep that for later if I wanna skip some fighting, like fly from here to here without fighting these other units. Anyway, I think that's all the combat for now. We don't have any counter attacks, so let's go to the morale phase. Nations that's gonna lose morale is number 2. That's Russians, so they now doesn't have any pluses to their morale. All right, we go to turn number 5, and you can see a little icon with that scepter of Hypnos there. During the expedition phase of that turn, we get this card with the scepter, and now we have to decide to which of these brigades do we want to attach it. And once you attach it to the brigade, it will be like this. You can put it under your stack, but usually I just keep it near the stack. This means that it's gonna stay like that till the end of the game. And if this brigade is in some kind of a combat and they need to take a unit loss, this is the unit that's gonna die first, and then it's a game over immediately. So this unit must basically, you have to be really careful to not risk the combat. You have to be sure you're gonna win the combat, basically, to not risk too much. And also this is the brigade that needs to step into one of these, that needs to hold one of these black spaces. So, and right now I'm actually thinking to attach it to Americans because they have a, so this unit has a really big attack of 9, but has a really poor defense. So that's kind of scary. Now, who has a kind of good attack and defense? Russians. But only when they're exhausted. Oh, actually, not these guys. Yeah, they're infantry. Or should I do it here with the British forces? You can attach it to any of the units in play. You probably don't want to attach it to the unit that is like inside some kind of a combat, that, because then if the combat happens, if they are still in the area, then this is the first guy to die. So British forces will have some fight here. I think Americans will be fresh. I'm gonna attach it to these American. Wait, oh, wait, there is another American force. They are now exhausted. This guy have a 9, if I remember. Yeah, and they have really good defense. But they have to have lots. Well, they are kind of close to this. Yeah, let's attach it to this unit here, to 10th Brigade of the USA. This is where they're gonna be. All right. So for now, secondary mission objective is okay. Now it needs to stay that by the end of the game, so I might move these guys back and forth, but I'm not so sure I'm gonna do that. Maybe the Ottomans, they are still fresh. And okay, so that was the expedition phase. Let's do the event. Oh shit, I forgot about something. I put my units really close to the portal, and these portal can be opened up during the event. Actually, they will open up on turns 6, 7, and 8 unless I capture them. Oh boy, I might actually done a big mistake. We're gonna see. Okay, a 6. This morning some of the men are cheerful than usual. +1 sanity or morale to 1 nation. Okay, so let's give Russians some morale back. They're cheerful, drinking vodka and hoping they're gonna win. But we'll see about that. All right, so that was the event. Supply and support. Oh, another 6. Give me that box. So let's use a 4 to bring this stack of 4 here. Let's use a 3 to bring these guys here. And let's use a 6 to bring these guys also. That's all of that. I still have 1 box. I'm thinking to get the French. Then I can move them here, from which they can enter the fighting together with these forces from this side. Yeah, let's spend the box. And flip the French. Now I don't have incentive to take this beach because it's not part of basically my objective. I can do that if I wanna, but I'm rather gonna just, do the things I have to do. Now, many of these green enemy forces have relics. Actually 4 out of, how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 8. So half of them has relics and artifacts. And only 2 of the orange also have relics and artifacts. And they are really powerful, so you want to pick them up. So I might want to try to get one of these guys. We'll see. Anyway, so this is my plan for now. I'm gonna bring French here for now. So they are close by. They can move through this area. But if I attack with these guys and have to retreat, they'll have to move all the way back here, which is not a big deal. Yeah, I might actually want to take this beach just to have some leverage from this side. I don't know. Let's put them for there for now. I will not move Americans. No attacks this turn. Although I might put the French into attack and the American into attack. The problem is the moment you move you have to resolve combat, so it must be movement from the same area. Well, I can move both brigades. Yeah, I can do that. It can be attack. It can be attack for, but I'm kind of scared for these troops here. But if I don't take the portal, yeah, I have to risk it. I'm afraid I have to risk it. So instead of just going to Fort Marsh, it's gonna be this and this. This is a big risk right now because it can cost me the game if it goes bad. But having the open portals on these turns means we will have some kind of a creature from the portals, and that's even worse. So let's do the combat there. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Okay, let's go back. Let's not rush. That was the supply. Now support phase. Don't forget, I still have stuff that I can use for supporting. So since the gun batteries are down, now I can do full support here. It's still in range, so 4. And I cannot do it. I can do it here with the Queen Elizabeth. So French may take this, but all right, we're gonna use some airplanes just to show you how that works. So how these air support counters work is that if you are one of these nations, United Kingdom, French, or Germany, you can take 2 of these and attach it to one of your brigades of that nation. Okay, so for instance, I can attach it to this nation here during the support phase, and then when they move together, and that's as you can see, these give +3 attack and defense. For any other nation, it's only 1 airplane because they are lending them their airplanes to use. The problem with these airplanes is once they are used, they're going to be flipped, and you need to spend supplies, either boxes or at least a die with a number 1 to resupply them. And you know well that I only have 3 dice, so all these airplanes that I'm going to use right now, they're going to be probably lost, because if you cannot resupply them, they are removed out of the game. For instance, I can add 2 to this French unit, then add 1 to this American unit, and then do the combined attack here, move them and resolve the combat, and I would have lots of airplanes, and probably, and I mean for sure I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna lose. Well, maybe, but I'm gonna need airplanes here unless I get some other things. So this could be big spending, but maybe it is worth it to take this portal. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, wait a minute. Can I actually do that? Because if I remember, I wrote in the rule book. Oh yeah, I cannot. There is a stacking limit to these airplanes. You can't have more than 2 in the area. They break the normal stacking limit, like if you have 2 brigades, they are not counted as a brigade. They are flying in the air, basically. They're not in the area. But if you cannot have more than 2 airplanes in one of 2 stacks. So this would be second stack. So if I move French here, I cannot move these. I mean, I can, but not with airplanes. So this will be a waste. I remember, because everything will be OP as hell. But okay, I'm using ships here. I can assign 1 airplane to Russians. They can move here. Yeah, I think that's a better option. So yeah, Russia's gonna get an airplane. All right, let's proceed. So that was the support. Let's go to the combat. So here I'm gonna move French with their airplanes here, and these American forces inside the same area, and then they're gonna have a combat. You can do these combined attacks, because stacking rule for the brigades is 2. So once you enter one, if you can enter another one from the second area, you can do that, and then you resolve the combat. All right, let's check for the ambush first. They're gonna be the ambush. So these guys are 3 and a 6. So that's a 9. And here we have just a 6. So plus 6. That's 15 plus the morale. Now you're taking the highest morale of 2 different nations which are in combat right now when you have a mixed combat. So I'm going to use, of course, Americans. They are plus 2, while the French is only plus 1. So 2 more, that's going to put me on 17. Not a big number, but let's see what we have here. Oh, that's a 10. But only 13. So not that big. Unless I roll really bad number. Also, these guys have one of these relic and artifacts. So if I destroy them, there is a good chance I'm going to get something good. All right, let's see. That's a 9. Puts me on 26, which is pretty good. I like that. And they get 7, which puts them on 20, which means I'm gonna win by 6. And now we consult this chart here. 6 to 7, enemy destroyed. Bam. This will also shut down this portal, which is really important. All of these are exhausted. This doesn't exhaust. It's kind of special unit. Okay, and I get one of these relics or artifacts. So let's take this one. Ooh, Necronomicon. Okay, let me see. I think that one is a good one. When used, one nation loses 2 sanity, then discard all counter-attack counters on the board. So this is really good against the counter-attack. So if you're gonna see there are gonna be lots of counter-attack that you can lose, just use the Necronomicon, lose some sanity by reading from Necronomicon, but it stops all their counter-attacks. That's a good one to have. All right. So that was really successful combined action by French and American supported with the air. All right, let's see here how the Russians gonna do. So I'm moving here and I'm attacking this position. And they also have some airplane power. Let's check for the ambush. There is no ambush. So 9 plus 3, they only have 12. And I have this one is 9, and this one is 8. 9 plus 8 and plus 3 from the airplane, that's 20. And plus Russian morale 21. Against 12. I think it's gonna be a sound victory. A 9 puts me on 30. Just gonna write it here. Against 20. So that's a 10 difference against the green guys. Enemy destroyed, and we get some morale. So Russians get their morale even more higher. Perfect. Now they're all exhausted. And now we have another fight. I'm gonna move in United Kingdom forces here. We need to shut down this portal also before it can activate. So let's check for the ambush. Oh, they are ambushed. So this is a 6. This is a 9. And plus 4 more, so I'm on 19. Plus the morale of British forces is 1, so I'm on 20. A pretty good number. And they are on 13. 7 difference. That's actually pretty good. $25 for me. Against 6, 19. So minus 19. I win by 6, which puts me to enemy destroy, and I get some supplies. Oh no, wait, that's a red, guys. 6. Just enemy destroyed. I don't get any supplies from the deep ones. And now all of these are exhausted. But the good news, portal is also closed, which means from now on, events. There is a nasty event here. Things from a portal. This will not come into play, and this will also prevent that. There will be no special events during the next expedition phase. Alright, so we managed to do quite good. Now let's see. That counterattack phase, nothing. Morale phase. Nation's gonna lose morale. Russians again lose morale. Alright, we go this turn, but the portals are closed, so no things from a portal, but still there will be event. A 7 is -1 morale to all nations there. Okay. Supply. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna use a 2 to resupply these 2 airplanes at least. And 1 gonna do this airplane. I wanna get all my airplanes back because I'm gonna need them. But with these 2, the only thing I can flip, well, nothing basically. All my forces will be exhausted. And I don't have any boxes. Alright. Then no combat, no. Well, I can move some guys. Question is, do I want to? No, I have to hold this. Yeah, this will be a big turn of everybody just waiting around. Well, I can move Americans onto the beach at least for now. But I'm not gonna attack with them yet. I'm not so sure I want to risk it. But then again, I have not... I mean, this looks like a lot of turns, but if I don't get good supplies, it's gonna be really bad. The question is, should I use it to attack with Americans here? Open up this bridge, at least. I can support with Queen Elizabeth. And this is a 10. I think I should. Okay. So, let's support here. And during the Americans were here. During the combat phase, we're just gonna move Americans all the way to here, up to here. Okay, let's check for the ambush. Fuck. I was not hoping it's gonna be the ambush. Now it's just a 4. Plus 2 is a 6. Okay, this was a mistake. Big mistake. I should have waited. Against... Oof. Against 12. Maybe I should add an airplane also. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a bit. Let's say I also give them an airplane. So, because I totally forgot I can do that. So, a 3 more. I mean, it's not gonna change a lot. It's just gonna be 9, but let's hope it's gonna be some change. You can combine these support tokens, so. Alright. Oh, okay, that puts me on 19. Let's see for them. 6. That puts them also get 19. So that's a stalemate in which counter attack. So this is removed. Americans exhausted. And not bad, because as exhausted they actually fight better in defense. Airplane is also gone. And counter attack. So bad. A 4. Okay, let me see. That's gonna be 7 plus 9. That's 16. And I will have a 6. Should I use my Necronomicon? Just to save Americans? Oh, that could be a big mistake for later game. These you can use anytime during a turn. So yeah, I will use Necronomicon and remove this to give them a better chance to deal with. Well, there will be no counterattack, but at least they can move back, or maybe stay there and attack again. I think this was a big waste for the Necronomicon, but okay. Counterattack phase, nothing. Morale phase. Russians constantly losing morale for some reason. Alright, so Let's go to turn number 7. So no things from a portal. Lucky me, I'm not gonna be seeing them this game, which is actually quite good. I don't want to see them. Event phase. A 10 would be cultists have performed another sacrifice. Portal has open, but portals are actually closed, so nothing, no event. Supply. Okay, now this is when I need really big numbers. Alright, I'm gonna use this one and just get my airplane back. Then I have a 3 and a 5. With those two, I'm gonna get rations back into play. Oh, wait. But then I have a problem here with Americans because they are not resupplied and they're gonna have a combat. Because they are still in the space with the enemy. Okay, actually I can do something about that. No. Let's resupply the rations. I have an idea. There are still Germans here that can help. Alright. Support. Well, let's get one airplanes. Actually, let's get one airplanes to Russians, and let's get 2 airplanes to Germans attached to one of these brigades. Oh wait, they are not resupplied. I cannot move them, I cannot do nothing with them. Sorry Americans, you're gonna have to deal with that somehow. Well, you can get a plane at least. Here it is, one plane. Maybe it's gonna help. Oh, and Queen Elizabeth can shoot again. Yeah, you're still in the space. Okay, so that's a support. Alright. Combat phase. Here, obviously, because there are troops there and their enemy is still there. So I don't have to check for ambush because they only have defense. Don't have to even roll for that. So they have a 6, 8, 11. Plus their morale, which is 1, so 12. I hope I didn't forget morale last time they fought. I think I did. Here is just 9 and a 3, so they are 12 against 12. They're kinda even right now. So it's all about the dice roll. So 7 puts me 19 for Americans. Against... Of course it's gonna be 10. So 22. 22 minus 7 is a difference. Wait. 22 minus 7 is a difference. 17, not 7. 22 minus 17 is a difference of 5. And those are green troops. Minus 1 sanity, retreat, and 1 unit lost. Okay. Minus 1 sanity. They're gonna retreat. Cannot go there. Can go there. And 1 unit lost. Gonna be 1 infantry. And this is exhausted. This is used. Okay. Bad play from my side. Here I gave these guys, the Russians, gave them airplanes so they can force this bridge. Because I think it's better if I go through the 2 and then attack 2 than go through the 3 and then attack 2. And I need to get to the pylon hill. I'm hoping as I'm moving that I'm gonna find some more artifacts. So I can get that star of the elder things. Because I'm not sure Well, I have to clear this one anyway, because then we can move through here, and this is connected to the necropolis. I have just enough turns to get there if I get good supply. So yeah, Russians have to clear the watery mansion. Here's the problem though. They're attacking across the bridge. They enter into the enemy area across the bridge, so they have automatically -2 to their strength. Now let's check for the ambush. And they are also ambushed. So this is a 5. This is a 9. No, not 9. That's now 6, 8. So 5, 8, and 3. 5 plus 8 plus 3. 16 -2, 14. And plus, they don't have plus for morale, so just 14. Against, oh no, d6 plus 8 and plus 2. Of course it's gonna be 5. 8 plus 5 plus 2. Okay, 15. So they have one point of strength more than me. So it's again just about dice rolls. And they don't have an artifact, of course. I was hoping for the artifact. Okay, 9. That puts me on 23. And now for them. 7 puts them on 22. So I won by 1. That's not actually good, because if we check here for the red, enemy destroy, but I lose 1 sanity and there is a counter attack. So Russian lose 1 sanity. Enemy is destroyed, but there is a counter attack. Okay, 5. Now all of this are exhausted. Okay, we'll see how that's gonna go during the counter attack phase. And I think that's all combat, because I really don't wanna. I cannot move here because this is maximum stacked, and going here with a +4 against with only 1 brigade or Ottoman, I need to hold this anyway. But my Ottomans are right now underused, and I will have to think about something, maybe to push some of these back to bring them into the fight. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the counter attack phase, and we do have a counter attack here. So it's just a 7, but this, oh yeah, I forgot, Russians are actually much better at defending. I have a 6. Wow. Okay. 9. 11 is 6. So they have 17 when they defend. That's great. So I can withstand this counter attack. It's just a 7. They have 10 difference, so that's not that bad. All right. 7 more, that puts me on 24. And they have 7, so 14. Now, since there are no units here, normally if there are enemy units, you would have to check the table. But when you win the counter-attack, you don't get nothing from it. Or counter-attack just push you back, basically. You just have to retreat if they win. But I won, so they just removed. Alright, morale phase. At 3, so Germans lose morale. Turn 8. Expedition phase, nothing. There is event. Event is 7. -1 morale to all nations. Russians are now in negative. No one actually has a bonus from morale right now. Okay. Supply. Come on, some 6s, please. No. I'm not gonna resupply the airplane. Because I need some of my troops. So these airplanes gonna be gone. What I'm gonna resupply is these two. With a 3 and a 5. And these Ottoman forces, because I have a plan here to get some rotation. That is that. And believe it or not, but I will just move some forces. I will not attack nothing. I will just do one rotation. Ottoman's gonna be put here, and these guys gonna get and hold the Fort Barnabas for now. So they will not be exhausted. Yeah, when you don't have enough supply, everything becomes a slog. Okay, no counterattack. Let's go to the morale. Number 4, United Kingdom loses morale. Okay. Turn number 9. 4 more turns. In which I need to get to these cities, and don't forget, there are 4 places where the tome can be. And if I attack the wrong places without the tome, I'm just gonna waste time. But I don't see any other way. Okay, event phase. A 9. Oh no, not that one. Flip D6 brigades to the exhausted size. No. 6. Basically all will be exhausted. Well, let me see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's all of them. I don't have a 6 brigade to exhaust. Not now. Supply and support phase. Yeah, great. With the 1 I cannot do nothing. 3 and 4. Well, let's bring Russians back. Or actually, let's bring, I have a better idea. Let's bring, so I'm going to use a 4 to bring this stack of 4. So United Kingdom, and then I'm going to use a 3. No, this is also 4. To get these guys. Okay. And then we're gonna support them with 2 airplanes. And they're gonna go through here and attack the pylon hill. It's a bit of overkill, but I wanna be sure. I think I can get airplanes back next turn. We'll see. Anyway, let's check. That's combat phase, and that's the only thing that's gonna move. Everything else is exhausted. So let's check the ambush. No ambush. So 9 and a 9, so 18 plus 6 for airplanes, 24, and then minus 1, so 23 because of the morale. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a victory there. Okay, d6 plus 8. Still. Okay, so that's 12 plus 2, 14. Yeah, I can do it. Because now I'm gonna have 9 more. 32 against their 7. 14 plus 7, 21. Okay, 32 minus 21. That's a difference of 11. Which means enemy destroy and morale. Goodbye. Morale to British forces. They all exhausted. But what's more important, this negation pylon is now negated. So if I found that star of Elder Things, I can bring Elder Things. Okay. Counterattack nothing. Morale phase. Number 5, French lose some morale. That's fine. We go to turn number 10. Event. A 5. There are news of a supply convoy attacked by a large underwater creature. Roll 1 less die during the supply and support phase. So 2 dice. And one of them is 1. That can't even resupply my planes. So unless I use a 5 and resupply planes, they are gone. And I have to because I don't want to lose them. Which means with this one I cannot resupply any more units. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this will be a big defeat. So no combat phase, no counterattack phase. Just the morale phase. Bam. Russian cannot go down in morale, so they go down in sanity. They're number 11. Event. Number 4. Screams in the night have been spooking our men. -1 sanity to all nations. Okay. Supply with 3 dice. Okay, there's a 6. That's gonna give me a box. And a 3, 5, and a 6. Use 3 and 5 to get these guys. Use a 6 to get the rations. one stack of 4 and use a supply to get another ration stack here. So I have to do something really risky. Support phase, give an airplane to rations and give two airplanes to French from this side. Because I have to rush in. Because after this I have only one turn to finish. Even my secondary objective are now done because these guys are exhausted, which means they do not hold forts. And if you remember, I need to hold both forts. So I need to resupply them somehow next turn. And I need to find the Tomb of Cthulhu this turn. And I need to capture it. Or the second turn maybe. If I get enough supplies. Or should I use... Well, teleportation could work if I have to jump. But we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Alright, so this is my plan. Attack with rations here. And attack with these combined forces here. Let's start here first. So they are entering the old city together with my investigators. So they're all here. USA forces with their attached investigator units. Alright, first check for ambush. Ambush. So this is just a 3, 6, that's a 9, and another 6, 15, no morale, so just 15. Well, that's really low, because these monsters, I know they are really powerful. So let's flip them. We do not flip yet the token for the tomb, because we flip only that if we clear these guys. And this is the worst of them all, d6 plus 10. So it could be really low, it could be really high. Oh, 15 plus 3, 18. All right. Okay, 11 more. Which puts me on 26. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Now if they roll low, I have a chance. Please roll very low. Okay, 18 plus 12. 30, which is a difference of 4. Yeah. Okay, let's check. -1 morale, insanity, retreat, and 1 unit loss. Both of these will take morale damage. French and American forces. Both of them is gonna take sanity damage. French and American forces. They have to retreat. They will be exhausted. So they have to also retreat. But this unit loss is actually what kills me, because when you have the unit loss and you have attached this little track, the investigators have died, and that's the game over for me. So after all this fighting, I just have to be pushed into corner due to I lost too many ships, which basically cost you supply, and then from them on you really have problems. Also, I lost some, I mean, I didn't lose many fights, but yeah, that's the game. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the game. We lost the scepter and we even don't hold any forts. That creature that destroyed those supplies, and together with the screams in the night, so everybody is like didn't sleep enough, so they're all exhausted. And I thought I had the game when I closed the portals, because these are really bad. Well, let me just check, was the tomb actually here? No, it's not even there. Let me check, was it here? No, it was on the Russian side. Damn. Still, since the investigators were here, they should have to go through this. Yeah. Well, I could teleport them. That was my hope. Like, if I uncover the tombs and if they are too far, I can teleport. That was one of the things I can do. Well, that's that. That's the attack on Rlyeh this time. And in a loss for me. Didn't manage to finish the mission. So Cthulhu is gonna take all my forces and destroy them. Oh, yeah, let's big mess up out of them. Alright, so thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep my streaming program running a bit, because sometimes these streams get cut off. For those 1 or 2 people that were watching, thanks for coming. You didn't chat anything or do anything, but that's okay. I never get views on the live plays, but still I like to do live plays, because then nothing is like, you can see how the game works live. Basically, whatever happens, you can see how it's happening, because when I'm recording, sometimes when I mess something up, I can cut that, but here no cuts. So I need to remember to put additional rules for this shining teleportation device. When teleporting over the bridge, they negate the bridge minus, so that's the only thing I need to remember. Everything else working as intended. Need to fix this mission, that you have to hold the area with the Tomb of Cthulhu with the investigators inside that area, not just hold it without investigators. So 2 things I just need to fix for the tabletop simulator mode, add into the rulebook, and that's it. So thanks for watching, and see you next time, I guess. Let me see.